Welcome to FTC Recap, where you get the breakdown and discussion of what's going on in the FTC community. From First Updates Now, I'm Ishan. Joining me are Brooks and Abbas. Let's get right into the headlines for today.
Giving you a voice.
Making it loud our own way.
Welcome to the fun.
First Updates Now FTC is produced in partnership with the Orange Alliance. Make TOA your place to go for FTC team stats and event results at orangealliance.org. And also, viewers like you. We need your help to keep fun loud, live, and independent. Help us by visiting our Patreon to pledge your support at patreon.com/First Updates Now. You can also support fun live on Twitch for a few bucks a month or by linking your Prime account for free and clicking subscribe.
Rendering has become super popular in FTC, and people strive to make the most realistic renders. Blender for FTC was released to help make rendering for FTC easier. It's a plugin that was created with different effects that are commonly used for FTC teams. Overall, these renders look really cool, and I look forward to seeing some more awesome renders. Have any of you guys played around with rendering for your teams?
Yeah, I've played around with rendering like a little bit in Fusion 360. I haven't really tried anything too advanced like Cinema 4D or Blender or anything like that. Brooks, what about you?
Same. I've done stuff with the Fusion 360, but I know Blender is a really popular rendering tool, and it's awesome that teams came out with an easy way to apply it.
Yeah.
Yep, the tools that they've created are pretty good. One of the things that we're also going to be starting for this show is we've got predictions. I think the prediction for this one is Tyler going to go off on a rant, and you can bet your fun bucks to get more of these. So Tyler, can you explain how that works? Let's see.
Now I can. Sorry. We've had all sorts of technical glitches today, so bear with us, guys. Real quick, if you're not familiar with predictions, it's literally a betting system. Fun bucks are completely free. Bet as much as you want. I put the odds on. I will probably go off on a rant, but then again, if you bet that I won't and there's less fun bucks, then you win more fun bucks. So whatever. Oh, by the way, you can win fun swag now, t-shirts and hoodies if you accumulate enough fun bucks, which you can definitely get through predictions betting. So good luck.
Awesome.
All right, let's go to the next headline. Sure. So this past week, GoBuilder released a new line of motors called the 5203 Series Yellow Jackets, featuring a robust 8mm Rex shaft profile with all steel gears in the gearbox. And I think especially with the bolts coming in from the sides to hold the gearbox to the motor, I think this is going to be a really robust and strong motor for teams to use for the rest of this season and future seasons. And I'm excited to see what teams come up with. However, I think it is important to note for teams that these have a larger diameter than the traditional 5202 series with a 36mm profile. So teams will have to buy new motor mounts to use these. And there is no 1-to-1 motor yet, but I'm sure we'll be seeing something coming soon from the GoBuilder pipeline.
Yeah, one of the things that my team always used was the Rev motors, even though we really like the planetary ones since they had that hex output, so we could easily put on Ultra Hex, I think is what it's called, and get it to half-inch hex. And then one of the nice things that I still want the GoBuilder motors to do that I've been asking for a while is make it so you can plug in connectors into the back of them. That way, instead of undoing your entire wiring system to swap out a motor because it burns out, you can just swap out the back plug. So just a little thing that I'm hoping to see in the future, but overall, step in the right direction. What about you, Brooks?
Yeah, I totally agree. I know for this year on our drivetrain, we broke one of the acetal, I believe, gears in the old motor. So I'm super thankful that it's all steel now. And the 8 Rex output and everything about it is just beautiful. I think this is a really complete motor from GoBuilder.
Great. Want to move on to the next headline?
Yeah. So here's a video of Team 4924 Red Beard Pandas breaking down and rebuilding their modular robot in 15 minutes. I see this as very impressive to design a robot with lightning fast disassembly, especially with that time. I know if we wanted to change something big, it would probably take us all day taking all the screws and removing all the wires. But this allows for fast access to nearly every part of the robot. Not hard to see this being great for changes and tests of new designs in spots that would otherwise be a pain to reach. Also, a lot of teamwork is visible too. I would think they trained a little bit to know who takes apart what and when to save time. Very cool pit stop maneuver.
Yeah, their robot was solid. Overall, take a look at that robot. and I think for a pit stop, it will be really good. Next topic was First Chesapeake had another town hall with more juicy news. It feels like every single time we come on the show, we talk about a First Chesapeake town hall. They have announced that they will only be running matches with the starter stack of 4 ranks to make it so then everybody has the same starter stack in every single match. So I don't need to write a vision code, or whoever is writing the vision code on a team. No more. You automatically have a 4 stack. You know that's going to happen. They also announced that there will be a limit of 10 people at indoor events for the near future. So there will be 2 teams that come to the event, and they will play 5 matches together on the same alliance on a full field. There is absolutely nothing in the game manual that talks about this, so it feels like they're making up their own rules. But I think it is nice that they're trying to bring teams together to have a little bit of what a competition experience would be like, even if it is a little weird. What do you guys think?
Yeah, Ishan, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think last time also First Chesapeake, announced some things at their town hall, like Worlds and all of that stuff. First came out and made a comment about it a couple days later, right?
Yep.
Right. So, maybe we'll see something more official from First HQ or something like that in the near future.
Yeah, we'll have to see about that. Brooks, what did you think?
Yeah, again, I'm kind of hesitant to believe this from what they've said in the past, but if they did go forward with this, it just seems wrong that they get to kind of take out the luck factor while everybody else in the world has to stick with it. That's my thought.
So the next event that they're supposed to have is on the 30th and 31st. So that gives them about a week and a half to get it all together. Hopefully, we'll see what happens.
Are these official events, guys, or are these unofficial?
These are official.
They seem official, yeah.
Okay.
These are all official events. Yeah.
I did see, just to put on screen, so somebody that I know who's a game announcer posted this image of them. I don't know if this was a test event or official one, but it looks like in the Discord. So this is kind of the view that they, I think, are utilizing. Now, this is what the announcer sees, not necessarily what's being broadcast out for things, but kind of interesting. If you watched a show that we had about 3 months ago, Dan Mance, who's the president CEO of the REC Foundation, who runs like the VEX events, they actually do live events like this as well. So I think this model is quite scalable to be able to do in FRC as well too. But it'll be interesting to see if other events can do something like this. I think would be quite interesting.
Yeah, so let's move on to a little out of FTC news. Recently, NASA actually trained an AI to detect new craters on Mars, delivering a promising method for exploring the solar system and understanding planetary history. And, using old images from the Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter that was launched in 2005, computer scientists at the Jet Propulsion Laboratory actually trained an AI to detect a fresh strike on Mars. Currently, NASA is unable to run the algorithms on the orbiters themselves, but in the future, that is the goal, as computation on board is a lot faster and speeds up the process. Ishan and Brooks, any thoughts?
Yeah, this is kind of cool. I mean, we're seeing some of the stuff being done here. I know a lot of teams are starting to dive into AI and starting to do path planning. Like an A-star algorithm is technically partially AI, and we used that last year. So really cool that some of the methods and stuff that we're learning can be applicable to the real world. And I just thought this was overall a really fun, cool topic.
Yeah. Brooks, you want to take it away with the next topic?
Absolutely. So recently on the FTC Discord, team 12611 Technova posted a video of their dual intake robot. Dueling Tank is a fascinating robot design to me for many reasons. Strategically, it's fairly obvious why it would be effective, because it doesn't matter if rings are at the front or back of the field. You never have to turn 180 degrees, which saves precious time in this game. The second thing is that it's a challenging design to do well, but Technova is an experienced team, and they managed to make a great design, in my opinion. From the looks of things, the rings go into a center lift where they can raise into the shooter, giving them height advantage as well. The intake doesn't span the whole front or back of the robot, but with teams like Circuit Breakers getting world record with a similar size, perhaps it isn't a significant factor. What do you guys think about dual intakes?
Sure. I think, Technova, they're really not thinking about just remote competitions here. I think dual intakes in traditional events are going to play a huge factor in a robot's consistency and match performance against defense, especially. Like we've seen Technova just perform great year after year in FTC these past couple seasons. And their drivers are no stranger to defense and all the things that go on at Worlds. So, I think maybe even if it doesn't look as good in remote competitions, I think once we hit traditional competitions, you have the other 3 robots on the field, dual intake is really going to prove a lot more useful than we see now.
So when I saw this, first of all, I thought it was awesome. Dual intakes were there were 2 dual intake robots on finals field in Velocity Vortex at St. Louis. And they were 2 of the top teams, Bobots and the Brainstormers. One of the things I noticed for this, they're picking up 4 rings, so they don't have auto eject. Something they may want to work on, especially with a dual intake. It could probably be very easy to pick up 2 rings. One of the other things is because they went for that narrow intake, I don't know how much more effective it's going to be. Right? By creating a dual intake, you're letting yourself pick up on both sides, but you're also going to have slow down because you have to figure out how to feed from both sides. And because it's not wide, you have to be pretty accurately aligned to the ring. So we'll have to see. I think that you're right. Traditional events are very different than virtual events. And we'll have to see how this one works out.
One thing I'm really interested in is their elevator speed, because I think if anything's going to slow them down on that bot, it's probably the elevator. I know they put out like a really quick 5-second clip earlier in the season on their Instagram or something, shooting into the high goal, and they had like the sides blocked off, so it was like an even narrower. It was an even narrower target, and they just nailed 3 shots like within like less than a second, I think, with the GoBuilder super speed servo, right? So their shooter definitely isn't the time stopper here. I'm just interested to see, how fast does their elevator go and how does that contribute to their teleop score and auto, of course.
Thanks for watching. If you want more fun content, be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos. Keep the conversation going and provide your input to our content. Watch our live shows at twitch.tv/firstupdatesnow. Join our Discord at discord.gg/firstupdatesnow and check out Fun FTC on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and First Updates Now on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter.